I got nightmares in my head, I fear. Thoughts build up until I can't feel. My mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
Hello and welcome to True Crime Rocket Science, the most humble voice in true crime. As we come to the end of another devastating milestone, the 4-week mark, tomorrow is Friday, Sunday will be the 4-week milestone into British teenager Jay Slater's disappearance. 4 curious new developments have come to light. Before we get to that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. If you're enjoying this analysis, please like, share, leave a comment. You can also hit the thanks button and let's get started. So, 4 curious new developments. Number 1, Jay's friends have all gone home. That includes Lucy, that includes Brad. And you must remember, these friends traveled with Jay to Tenerife, and they probably sat next to one another on the plane, and so now when they travel back, one person isn't with them. And so that has got to be quite a heartbreaking moment. I mean, I think that's when reality is really setting in. And if you think about it from our perspective, 4 weeks may not seem like a long time to search, but it is a long time to be in a foreign country. And obviously it's expensive and people have to return to their lives and their jobs. That brings us to number 2. Some reports are saying Jay is still alive. Now, although anything is possible, common sense seems to be doesn't actually seem to be everyone's strong suit. If my dog went missing, it would make sense that the shorter the period of time that he was missing, the better the chance I'd find him, the better the chance that he's safe, and the better the chance that I'd get him back safe and sound. Whereas the longer he's missing, the more obvious it becomes that something serious has happened and that he's probably not coming back. And so the converse may be an interesting theory, but does it make any sense? And that then brings us to the third aspect. A YouTuber walks Jay's last known footsteps. And I must say, I found this very interesting. I'll put a link in the description. You guys can watch it as well. And it's something that I would have done if I was in Tenerife. And it really has to be seen to be believed. Take some video of the whole route and especially the pinpoint. And that is what is really valuable about this YouTuber's footage. You get once again a real sense of just how dense the flora is. You kind of appreciate the treachery and the degree of difficulty in terms of the sloping terrain. I mean, there's a moment where the YouTuber says, I'm going to walk off the path to the pinpoint, and he doesn't actually even get there because he encounters bush that is so thick that he actually says, well, it's on the other side of that. I'm not actually going to go there, but it's right over there. That gives you an idea just how limiting, how inaccessible, how difficult the terrain is. Even if it's right there, meters away, you actually can't get into it without, maybe people need to be searching more with machetes and getting their hands dirty in a sense. Now, I actually saw one publication describing the topography as formidable. Well, it certainly is that. And that then brings us to the fourth aspect, the fourth curious new development, and that is what this analysis is really all about. An in-situ TickTocker, another TickTocker that's actually on the ground in the area, he has revealed his theory. And so, according to the Manchester Evening News, a TikTok user who's kind of turned detective, I think they're calling them TikTok sleuths, is in the area searching for Jay Slater, and his feeling, being in the area, is that Jay is still in a ravine in Tenerife, and he has insisted that the area's no way been properly searched. And I think a better way of saying that is there's no way that it's been completely searched, that the search isn't complete. It isn't finished. They haven't been. You can't rule it out because it hasn't been properly, systematically, thoroughly searched in order to say he's not there. Now, I have to say, I this was my theory early on, is that Jay is in a ravine. He's not just like on some kind of slope. He's actually in, do you know what a ravine is?
Ravine.
It's a deep, narrow gorge with steep sides. Now, if you think about that description, something that's deep is hard to see inside from a distance. Something that is narrow is going to be hard to put drones down, and to some extent dogs as well. Steep sides, well, anywhere with steep sides is going to be dangerous for anyone who wanders off the path to some extent onto those steep sides, right? And so there's a TickToker, I think he's known as Christopher Tenerife, or simply Chris, is a British expat that I think is living in Tenerife. So it's kind of a local. It's a British dude that is, I think he's ex-military even. And he shared a video in which he explores a large area of the rugged terrain. And in the video, he says there's no way that the area was thoroughly searched. And then he says this is his takeout after being in the area, after searching the area. And again, this is a guy with local knowledge. He says the following: I don't buy into the conspiracy theories. I don't buy into someone took Jay. When you come and stand on this terrain, if that lad was heading for the coast, I honestly think he's had a bit of misfortune. In other words, he's saying, I think he had an accident. In other words, he's saying, I don't think foul play happened here. The terrain is bad enough to have caused serious problems. Spoken like a true prophet. And then he goes on to say, he's had a fall, he's had an accident, or he's dehydrated and passed out. So he gives 3 scenarios, all of them happening in the ravine. He fell in the ravine, he had some kind of accident in the ravine, or he's dehydrated and passed out in the ravine. And he said, I feel he's in this ravine, in this area of Tenerife, missing. I honestly believe that. It makes sense, doesn't it? As far as I'm concerned, finding Jay is just a matter of time. They just need to keep looking. But they need to get off the paths and spend more time looking in the harder to reach places such as these ravines, these gorges. I appreciate that this is easier said than done, and I really wish I could be there to be doing this. Now, I'm not going to take it further than that. I just want to draw your attention to a mention that this channel got in the Minnesota Lawyer publication, where they basically just give a little bit of credit to this channel for our position on criminal intertextuality and how useful it is in profiling crimes and crime scenarios. And so that is mentioned in that particular article. Also, don't miss the Rex Heuermann Deep Dive sequel coming this Saturday on the fascinating, although disturbing topic of perversion. So that's coming this Saturday. And then finally, something I've been working on, I think it's going to be an excellent episode on JonBenet Ramsey, specifically on Patsy Ramsey. We're going to be going down a path that you may have gone down, you may not have gone down before. So look out for that. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.